Hey guys, today is time for an AION video, and we're gonna be talking in this one about update 6.5. We're gonna go through the patch notes. I got these patch notes from Gameforge, which Gameforge, by the way, is also sponsoring this video, and we're gonna read them. We're gonna see what exactly is changing for the European community under Gameforge and what exactly is changing for the game overall. AION, by the way, which is in its 10th year, boys and girls. Can you believe it? 10 years. It lasted the test of time, this MMORPG, and it is still kicking and moving forward. Let's get into the patch notes, boys. We're gonna read them. 24 pages apparently. Of course, I'm not gonna read 24 pages of patch notes. We're gonna go through the most important things, yeah? Instances. There are a couple of new instances coming with 6.5. I've already showed you, by the way, content regarding 6.5 like last year. I have some videos about 6.5 new content, but let's read the patch note. Let's see exactly what has arrived to us in Europe and what's probably going to arrive for our brothers and sisters in North America. Senecta new instance. This is an 18-man new dungeon, and actually, can we just make this a little bit larger? There we go. 18-man dungeon, level 80 is a minimum requirement. If you have a gold pack, which is a premium membership, by the way, if you're new to AION, gold pack is the premium membership in the game. You can enter it 3 times per week, and if you're a starter account, which is completely free to play, because AION is a free to play game and you can play it free to play, but obviously, as you can see, there are some restrictions that apply to free-to-play players, and this is one of them. As a starter, you can enter it 2 times per week. You can pause the video at any time to read the description here, the description in English, to get a little bit of backstory regarding this dungeon. I'm just gonna scroll through them and let's see what we have else. Heraldry Mine, I actually have a video showing you guys Heraldry Mine. Heraldry Mine, you can enter it from 1 to 6 players. You don't have to be 6, you don't have to be 4, 5 or 2. You can be solo or, you know, just duo with your friend and so on and so forth. The reward at the end of Heraldry Mine are a lot of Abyss points, I can tell you that for sure, and 6.5 as a patch makes Abyss points much easier to get than we ever had it so far in AION. So that's a thing to consider. Heraldry Mine is a dungeon that you should do on a weekly basis, all the cooldowns, because Abyss points are still relevant, god damn it, and they're still valuable in AION in 2019. Yeah, 1 to 6 people, as I told you, level 80 as a minimum. With the gold pack you can enter it 4 times per week, and as a starter you can enter it 2 times per week. Yeah, cool. So another weekly thing. Weekly things are good. Yeah, this one, Heraldry Mine, can be entered from the Lacron Garrison. Abyss points, mana stones, legendary ultimate, Lydium are waiting as rewards. Yeah, exactly. Legendary and ultimate Lydium are also abundant in Heraldry Mine. Yeah, Illumiel, this is a new battlefield that's coming up in AION, PvP related thing, and can be entered every day from 11 AM to 3 PM and from 7 PM to midnight. So basically, not to bother you in terms of doing your dredgens, so you can still do your dredgens and also do Illumiel's battlefield in between, because it has quite a large gap in terms of when you can enter it. Yeah, so you can do all of your PvP cooldowns in that sense. You can enter it via the entry interface, which is on the bottom right in AION. Yeah, this is a training camp created by the actually, I'm not gonna read the backstory, guys. You can pause, as I said, at any time and just read the backstory. Yeah, 3v3. This is the thing from level 76 onwards. Gold pack 1 time per day and starter 1 time per day. As you can see so far, the restrictions for starter players are not that brutal at all. I mean, this one you can enter it 3 times with the premium, 2 times without. This one you can enter it 4 and 2, and this one you can enter it the same amount of time as a gold pack user can. So that's pretty neat. At least for us in Gameforge, at least for us under Gameforge. I'm not quite sure what our brothers under NCSoft in North America and South America have in terms of entry and premiums. Yeah, cool. Additional changes to the game. The number of fighter insignias issued as a battlefield reward has been increased, which is good. The entrance to Makarna of Bitterness has been moved because this first dungeon that we looked here is now, instead of the Makarna entrance as it was before, before patch 6.5. And the number of entries to gold pack users 4 times per week and starter 2 times per week has been changed. Doesn't really say here to what it has been changed. Probably increased, so gold pack users can enter more than 4 times Makarna and starters more than 2 times, which is pretty neat, right? If you're still missing a couple of pieces, accessories or weapon, red, ultimate quality, PvE stuff from Makarna, yeah? A change has been made so that buffs applied to a character don't vanish when you enter Kubiner's Cube Laboratory. Okay, this can be a nice change for classes that can buff themselves, right? Fixed an issue where the instance marker for Kubiner's Cube Laboratory occasionally didn't disappear, even though, yeah, that was kind of annoying actually, because sometimes it just persisted, the entrance to the cube dungeon persisted, and then you went there and just got killed by other people because you went there for no reason, because there was no entrance. So a really nice change. Fixed an issue where transformations using the transformation statue on the Illumiel's battlefield consume 1 Illumiel transformation coin. That's very nice. Number 6, you receive 1 Illumiel transformation coin when you enter Illumiel. Fixed an issue where additional damage to Balur was not applied for some skills for Nergal in Holy Tower. Didn't even know that was a thing. I'm not quite sure which classes were affected by this, but sounds pretty kappa. Fixed an issue where some skills removed the Dragon's Lord's energy effect used by Beritra in Makarna of Bitterness. Oh, really? Okay. Didn't know that was a thing either. Then again, I wasn't really ever focused in my lifetime in AION on finding out exploits and stuff like that. Added the Steel Rake Fortress, which can be used during the event. It's a 1-person thing from dungeon from level 76. Gold packs 1 time per day, starter 1 time per day. Again, restrictions are the gap is kind of closing in terms of gold pack versus starter players. So free to play compared to premium is kind of pretty okay now for us in game for Gem. Ilios and Asmodeans can enter the instance through the Steel Rake Fortress entrance hall that appears in the Everlasting Life Refuge and the Temple of Perpetual Wisdom in Lacrum. You can read stuff that I may skip, guys. Just simply pause the video and just read from these official patch notes, yeah, if you're playing in Europe. Even if you're playing in North America, you might want to see what we get compared to what you guys get, yeah. Fixed an issue where the door occasionally didn't open through whatever. Okay, fixed issues, nice one. Added the Pandora's offices. This is a pretty nice thing, guys. You can see them in the screenshot right here. The Pandora battlefield path appears in Lacrum at a set time each day. It can only be used by a limited number of people in a row. This is very important. You're gonna do these kinds of things. If you're Ilios or if you're Asmodeans, you're gonna do them and you're gonna notice them in Lacrum right there next to the fountain, because they're gonna give you very nice rewards. Yeah, I've already played this content in Korea last year. Victory will be rewarded with various enchantment materials such as boxes of ultimate mana stones. It is very important. Ultimate mana stones are a new thing, and you do want to do this, as I said just a few seconds ago, because of this. Yeah, ultimate mana stones, very good rewards, PvE and PvP. Enchantment stones or cubelets. Schedule for the Pandora offices. This is the schedule, I'm not gonna go through it. Added the Ereshkigal cube effect to the cube system, because maybe you would want to have this maxed out. I think the max is 50% here and 50%. This is increased damage to Ereshkigal, and this is take less damage from Ereshkigal. So these two are something that's gonna help you in the dungeon that we mentioned at the beginning of the video, yeah. Added a function that lets you equip unequipped stigmas from your inventory without visiting a stigma merchant. Of course, it costs extra Kina, and Kina is kind of valuable these days. But yeah, you do have that option without using a merchant, and also without exiting the dungeon or even inside the dungeon with those items, those stigma kisks that you can summon. They were very rare. So now, if you by mistake are at the last boss in I don't know, Makarna, and you don't want to go out because you cannot, then you can just have this option to just equip them, unequip them and equip them from your bag. Very nice option. Finally, it took 10 years for this option to come. This should have been a thing from the beginning in AION, in my opinion, because various bosses for various classes in the game should be played differently. For example, at least in PvE, right? I'm talking now. A Templar can go full DPS for one boss and then a little bit more supportive for another boss that does a lot of damage to the group member, and so on and so forth. So this is very nice without getting out of that. Very nice change. Way overdue, yeah? Stigmas can now be equipped from your inventory. Okay, the cooldown time is 5 minutes when equipping Stigma from your inventory. That has to be taken in consideration. So take a little break after a boss, change Stigmas and then continue. Added the Devonian skill system. This is another interesting brand new thing that comes with 6.5. A very kind of grindy thing, but a nice thing that it's here, because you can change the Devonian skills that you get, and you can also enchant the Devonian skills that you get, which is the grindy part. The nice part is that you can change them. The grindy part is that you can enchant them. And you know, I'm not really 100% sure that enchanting Devonian skills is something that many people can afford to do these days. Yeah. Devonian skills can be enchanted with skill books. Only legendary skills or higher can be enchanted or used as a material. So you cannot farm Garden of Knowledge or whatever it's called in NA, Cradle of Eternity, and just stack up on these materials the yellow drops as in the Stigma books, yeah, and then use them as enchant. Only purple ones. If the Devonian skill book used is identical to the target to enchant, there is a higher chance that the enchantment will be successful. I hope that they will increase the drop rates for the Devonian skill books as well, if now you can enchant them and you kinda want to use the same skill. Some skills are very rare, and yeah, it just has to be more of them, yeah. If special materials are used for the enchantment level is retained even if it fails. So it can go back, same as gear and same as gear, weapons and armor, right? So if you need to use these extra enchantment materials in order for the level to be kept. New skill books can be obtained by using by fusing skill books. You need 4 ancient or higher skill books to get a new skill book via fusion. So even ancients can be used to do something with them. I presume that you use 4 of those yellow ones from Garden of Knowledge, and then you might have the chance to get a purple, which maybe later on you can use for yourself if you didn't have the skill, or just use it as an enchantment material for other purple Devonian skills, which is pretty neat. This is a nice system. 50-50, yeah. Fortress Battle, I'm not gonna go through these. The greater level, the honor points cannot be received by destroying part of the times that blah blah blah. The honor points reward for a successful failed attack or defense in Lagoon Forces and that has been increased. Very nice. More honor points. Yeah, honor points. Added a system. Added a season. Very important. Added a season system in which the rewards depend on the number of honor points received in a fixed period. This excludes the honor points already received by players, so the honor points that people already have are not counted. Only the honor points received in the respective season are taken into account. Ilios and Asmodeans are differentiated on the affected servers. The status can be viewed under menu community ranking list honor points. Very nice idea. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out, but very nice idea. Rewards are paid out by rank when the season ends. Some reward items can be swapped for Luna. Again, very important if you're gonna do PvP in AION or maybe PvE for honor points, so you can be one of the winners of that particular honor point season. You can just swap those rewards for Luna. Luna, which obviously is a very important second cash shop currency. So very nice to have, yeah, somehow for free. Depends how much. If it's 30 pieces of it, then obviously that's not much. But if it's hundreds, that's pretty cool, yeah. Transformation system, I've already talked about this particular change in one of my previous videos last year. Added a transformation collection system. I'm actually gonna link these videos that I mentioned in this one in the description below, so you guys can watch them if you're interested in more details about this. The collection skill Flame of Illusion cannot be used against characters. This skill deals additional hits to monsters from the Tower of Challenge and Priga, Beritra and the Ereshkigal items. Pretty nice. New transformations have been added. You can pause the video right now and look at them, what they give. I'm not going to go through them. Some legendary transformation as well. The transformation collection skill has been added. Definitely this, I'm not going to get into details in this video, but I've talked about it in detail in another video. Quests, we're not really going to read quests on my channel, guys. Come on, right? We're not role playing here. Items, added new items for plastic surgery to magical crafting. Whew. Very spicy, this one. The designs for plastic surgery items and some materials can be purchased from the merchant NPC in Lock Room. Additional materials can be obtained from Pandora Office monsters. Pandora Office, we've already talked about them. Yeah, you're gonna do them because of the red mana stones. And these. Added 10 Pandora crafting methods to magical crafting. Added 2 Pandora crafting items to the sales list for the crafting items merchant. Remove all Devonian skill chests under the gold sand shop. A very important change, not because it's not going to be there anymore, but because it's going to contain more Devonian skills, as you will see further down this video, down this patch notes. Gold ingots and added a new Devonian skill chest. Added items that can be purchased using challenge coins from the Tower of Challenge. Very interesting to see what items have been added to this, because Tower of Challenge was a pretty neat thing to do as a solo person. Change the Devonian skill, etc, etc. You guys can pause again at this moment and read the rest of the things. I'm not gonna go through each of them, pretty many. User interface, we're not gonna go through it. We've already seen it. The patch is out for a few days already for us. Minions, the attack strength has been increased for some minion skills. Yeah, you can look here what minions have their attack power increased. Yeah, the damage from the additional hit increased by approximately 500%. So that's quite a big increase in terms of these particular minions. Yeah, skills, everyone gets new Devonian skills. There you go. Devonian skills have been added. For Gladiator, there is these two which branch out and so on and so forth. For Templar, there you go. For Assassin, there you go. Ranger. Actually, let me just go a little bit slower so you guys can... Maybe you're interested in other classes, because if you're already playing an Assassin or a Ranger, you have already seen this. There you go. There you go. There you go. Sorcerer and Spirit Master as well. And finally, Bard, Aether Tech, and Gunner. Yeah, cool. Skill effects have been changed for some classes. There you go. These are very important changes. These are game changes. Nezekan's Shield, cooldown 30 minutes to 20 minutes. This is for Templars. Divine Grasp, this is DP skills. Divine Grasp, cooldown from 10 minutes to 5 minutes. Divine Fury, and so on and so forth. Many changes for Templar, just 2 changes for Gladiator. Pretty significant changes from what I'm reading here. So you guys should definitely pause the video and look through them so you can see who you're fighting against. If you're a Ranger, look at what an Assassin can do now, because it's really, really important. Yeah, there you go. I have a few more. Many changes for Bard as well. Whoa, cooldown reduced from 30 minutes to 15 minutes. Keep that in mind in a runatorium and whatnot. And so on and so forth. Yeah, very many huge changes as I'm browsing with my eyes here. Huge. Cool. Fixed an issue, changed, fixed. You guys can pause here again and watch. I'm not gonna read these things. Some skill effects have been changed. There you go. This is also huge changes. A very nice patch overall. A patch that brings a lot of changes to the game, to the gameplay even, to the game features, to what is in the game, to how you do things, how many times you can do things, and so on and so forth. A huge patch. There you go. More changes, boys, yeah? Nice. Again, pretty big changes from what I'm seeing here. So definitely check these patch notes out. Cool. So, environment, miscellaneous, I think this is my favorite category, miscellaneous and other. Fixed an issue where video recording didn't work on 64-bit client settings. Not that anyone in the West is ever gonna use AION's client to record their, you know, millions of subscriber videos. Fixed an issue where a character's connection was occasionally interrupted during the game. Fixed an issue where the game was no longer responding on a 99 to 100% loading screen when the 64-bit client started on certain PCs. Cool. Gameforge features for patch 6.5. We left the best for last, boys. So let's take a look what Gameforge specific things are going to have happened during this time, yeah? Gold Pack users can receive a reward each day via the Atrea Pass window. pretty nice. Rewards are always good. This also includes Shugo Gold, which was previously only available in the Shugo Copy item. The free Shugo Copy item has been removed from the shop. Morphing recipes, the legendary Devonian skill chest, the 6 types, because that's how many there were, has been replaced with the legendary Devonian skill chest 10 types, because now there's more. For the morphing recipe. Shugo vending machine, the transformation contact 50 types, very obvious change, has been replaced with transformation contact 62 types, because now there's more. Gold sand shop, the following items, very important, the following items can be purchased in the gold sand shop for a limited period from when the patch hit on the 3rd to next month on the 8th. A nice amount of time, 5 weeks period of time in which you can buy from the gold sand shop legendary transformation contract, ancient transformation contract, special transformation contract for various amounts of gold ingots. Obviously this legendary transformation contract very expensive in terms of ingots, but at least it's there for a time being. I kind of like this idea of an event. Hey, here's a month in which you can do this with your in-game currency. Very nice idea, very appreciated. Ultimate PvP enchantment stones and ultimate red PvE enchantment stone as well. Quite cheap these, 150 and 120. These you can definitely want to get a couple, 5 if you have so many gold ingots, because you can get 1 per week. This is a very nice change, especially for you that are maybe a player that hasn't logged in since 6.0 started, a player that does not know what has happened with 6.0. If you're a returning player and you come now to the game and you've had a couple of billions of Kina back then, I don't know, 5 years ago, then now you return and you have a couple of thousand of these gold ingots which you can use here for some very, very valuable items if you haven't logged in AION since 6.0. So definitely a good time to come in, redeem your gold ingots from the 6.0 merge, for 6.0 transition, and then just spend them here. Very nice change. I really appreciate this. I appreciate most of these things that were in the patch notes. I really like the skill changes that are happening. I really like the new dungeon. Obviously, new dungeon, new PvP arena is always good to have, yeah. But that's about it for the patch notes, guys. I hope you enjoyed the game, and thank you for watching this video. As always, I wish you lots of love until my next one.